Tax Department addressing us. I'm happy to welcome Mr. T.V. Vamsidhar, Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax, and 4 other representatives of the department, Mrs. M. Vijayalakshmi and Mr. R. Balaji, Income Tax Officers, and Mr. Vinod Kumar Sangal and Mr. Amit Kumar, Inspectors of Income Tax. Now, it is said that we must pay taxes with a smile. So here are just a few light-hearted remarks about tax. Now, it is said that George Washington never uttered a lie. That's because he never filled an income tax form. Now, behind every successful man stands a woman and the income tax department. The woman takes the credit, the income tax department takes the cash. Then, poverty is what you experience the day you pay income tax. When is a rich man modest? When he fills an income tax return. And Albert Einstein said, to understand an income tax form, you must be not a mathematician but a philosopher. Now, to turn to serious matters, Mr. Vamsidhar will speak to us today about the income declaration scheme, its rationale, its provisions, and the need for compliance. He has sent me a very brief bio. He has a BE Honours in Computer Science and an MS in Software Systems from BITS Pilani. He worked as a software engineer for more than 3 years in various companies like Veritas Software India, Sibera Systems, Hewlett Packard, and so on. Before joining the Indian Revenue Service in 2012, he worked in Calcutta before moving to Madras. Over to Mr. Vamsidhar.
Thanks, Madhu, for such a wonderful introduction. And President Asha, Secretary Balaji, and other honorary retiring members. And ladies and gentlemen, warm good evening to all of you. Right now I will be speaking a little bit on importance of taxes, and then I will move on to introduce you to the income declaration scheme. What is this scheme, and what are the different rules with the scheme, and the compliance window about the scheme. As many quotes were quoted by Madhu while explaining the importance of taxes, I would like to continue with adding some more humor. A man makes 2 payments, one to wife and one to the society. The one to make the society is the tax that you pay. Both are really important because we need both existence, family and the society. What we pay is, don't just think it's a burden, it's a responsibility. The taxes are used for building the nation. Many people have a misconception that why should I pay when somebody is eating up? Because that's a pessimistic thought that is there in the people's mind, that taxes are misutilized, taxes are eaten up by some corrupt people. Nothing of that sort. Yes, it happens. Every system there are big, I'm not telling that it's 100% correct. But end of the day, in the process, in a bigger picture I would like to tell, I am not supporting anything here, everybody is living, everybody is surviving, the society is moving on. But a little bit bad elements are happening. For that we have to think in a different way about, educating the people. I was having a discussion with Madhu also just some time back about, because he was explaining about the activities of the Rotary Club South. He told me about the vocation, the programs taken up to create vocation facility, like to young women and young men, and then Annadanam, and also creating awareness programs. I was also discussing them, why don't you take up a program like planting trees, make every Rotary member to plant 2 trees or 5 trees compulsory, be a member, so take care of the trees. The second thing is create awareness about organ donation and create awareness about blood donation camp. So that you can see it's more about, many people know many things, but only thing is lack of awareness. The educated people should move and speak about the schemes, ideas that they have. That is what, it is more important. When you are telling about that point, sir, when you see an income tax form, more or less everybody becomes like a philosopher. Yes, that's true. The reason one is income tax form has a lot of deductions, exemptions, which you are not even aware of. Why these deductions and exemptions are created? Because to encourage different industries, encourage different businesses, provide this so that the overall development happens. even the 30% they pay, they are giving it back, and they are ensuring that those who are earning money by giving the 30% reductions from their salary or from their income, that is used for development of many industries, so overall development. So if you see that the bigger picture is tax might be a burden, but in a smaller picture is tax might be a burden. In the bigger picture it's a responsibility that will give you a greater future. So now that's what I just wanted to tell you, that feel it as a responsibility and a duty, then you love it. The moment you consider it as a burden means everything will become clumsy. And also the thoughts of evasion of taxes comes into the mind. Why should I pay? Let me say everybody is eating. Then the badness inside the person increases. And slowly if one person is bad, then that person has no right to say other person is bad. I know most of the people, because of lack of awareness, are giving some wrong ideas by colleagues. They try to do simple mistakes like claiming wrong rental receipts, getting it signed by friends, claiming medical claim they are not even eligible of. All those small things they take and evade some taxes. They say that okay, I just evaded 5,000 rupees. Fine, your level of evasion is 5,000 rupees. The businessman with 5,000 crores turnover will do 500 crores evasion. See, before we ask or point out at someone, we should see whether we are evading it or not. Okay, because he is evading 500 crores. Somebody with 50,000 crores turnover or 50,000 crores net profit itself, he will evade 5,000 crores of taxes. Okay, that evasion happens. So somebody who is paying the taxes, he will start eating that one. I am paying the taxes, no. Instead of paying taxes, more and more I eat and I pay it back from that. The badness starts at that level and it spreads in every level. So we cannot just point out that okay, he is corrupt, I am paying the taxes are getting misutilized. Are you paying the taxes correctly? Are you telling your friends and other friends to pay the taxes correctly? Are you advising the others correctly? If someone is misadvising you, are you telling them this is a wrong advice? If we keep quiet, take advantage for yourself, then you have no point in telling others that you are wrong. System is built by us. We are system. If we are, the change should come within. But yes, now the change is coming. Everybody is realizing the importance of taxes. The compliance has been so far so good. In today's newspaper also you see, the direct tax collections has grown up by 15% compared to the last quarter. Indirect taxes are also growing up. People are becoming so aware. See, right now India has this demographic dividend. More and more youth population is there. Now we have to contribute more to the society rather than less, because we need to provide employment opportunities to all of them. The moment every youth is employed in this nation, just imagine the kind of economic flow that can happen. How many jobs can be created, how much money can rotate, how many people can eat food, be happy. Further, taxes are essential. But we have realized there was, past is past, certain bad elements have happened in which another economy has started working in our country, that's called black economy. People have started dealing with money in cash and everything. But right now, the department has moved on to a next higher level. We started relying more and more on technology, and we have now software, data mining softwares and data warehouse software where we can get to know everything. Now we are also going to start from September 30th onwards 360 degrees profile, in which I will come to know each and every transaction of a person just by typing his name or PAN, non-PAN data and PAN data. So I can get to know your bank account statements, I get to know your TDS details, I get to know your stock statements, I get to know your land transactions. We are interlinking with every database. So you just can't hide it. Just you cannot say that okay, I have withdrawn the money, again I redeposited back into that one, that's a cash deposit, it was my previous withdrawal, nothing. Everything will get accounted. So see why I said this, it's not to put scare. In my life, in my experience I learned, people will complain because of two things. One, love, and one is fear. When mother's love does not work, father's fear should come into the picture. So that's why, after 30th September, the department is going to take stern actions for the people who evade taxes, who try to do the tax fraud and try to encourage tax frauds also. In the sense, you show in a books of account, okay, you deduct TDS and you never pay back the TDS and keep the TDS with you. Keeping the taxes with you also is a crime. So you should not do that. So so far many people have done many mistakes. I don't want to point out because they are all citizens of my country. I have to protect them. So the government has decided to give a chance to all of them to come with their undisclosed and diffuse their tensions. That is Income Declaration Scheme 2016. Okay, let me introduce you the scheme and I will tell one by one. Just next slide please. The salient features of this scheme. It is available to any person having undisclosed income. What is the meaning of a person? Person here stands for anyone individual, company, HUF, AOP, association of persons, BOI, body of individuals. Any entity, financial entity comes under the definition of person. So any entity having such kind of undisclosed income, this is a good time for the people to come and declare. Undisclosed income means not the disclosed one which you have already paid the taxes, only the undisclosed one which is lying in the form of what? It can be in the form of an asset, it can be in the form of an investment, or it can be in the form of fictitious liability. What I can do, somebody who has good financial knowledge can understand what I am telling now, that in my balance sheet I can create a fictitious liability. That means I have never taken a loan from my wife. I will write in my balance sheet I have taken a loan from my wife. I have given my wife black money to my wife and taken it back as a loan. I will say it's not my income, it's my loan. But it's actually my income received by my wife, which I have taken it back as a loan. My wife has not paid the taxes. If my wife is a housewife, she does not have anyone, but according to the principle of clubbing, it has to be your income. But intelligently they will show it as a loan. Smart way of doing so, income converted into loan. It is not at all existing. You are never given a loan, but you just write in the books of accounts. So many people do this kind of small mistake, or even they try to introduce the money. For example, they sold a land. They'll exact, okay, government is expecting the people to at least show GLV. They will not even show GLV. Less than that, they will say that, sir, what you put GLV very much high. Okay, GLV is high, you show less than that one. And the second thing is, above the GLV, whatever you take in the cash, you happily put it in a building or spend it on something. You never bring that thing into the books of accounts. You say that, see, if you stop only, the other person will not take. If somebody is not ready to pay, then who will get it? If you say I will not pay, everybody says I will not pay, means the other person will come down. Okay, well, just pay me what this much is. If you are encouraging, then you are encouraging, everything goes like that. So in this process, the mistakes have happened, a lot of undisclosed income has got accumulated. Now the government has decided to cut this one. So we see, change cannot happen in one day, sir. I just want to tell you all of it. It happens step by step. It's slowly everybody has to comply, encourage. It's like a tree. You have to plant, take care of it, put water every day, so that one day it becomes, if a small plant becomes a big tree and provides shelter, fruits, leaves, everything whatever we need. So it's like that also. Anything also we have to comply step by step. So that's why this undisclosed income, what are the different steps for the compliance window I will try to tell. Which is in the form of any asset. What is the value that has to be declared is fair market value of that asset as on 1st June 2016. 1st June 2016, what is the value of that asset has to be the declared value. You cannot go for the cost value. Because suppose you have acquired an asset in 2010 at say 10 lakhs price, which is black money. Someone has acquired 10 lakhs price. He cannot declare that 10 lakhs as a value. What is the value of that asset as on 1st June 2016 should be the value that you should declare as undisclosed income. But you can tell, sir, in the 10 lakhs of income, I have white component 5, black component 5. Today the value of the building is 30 lakhs. It has become tripled. That means your undisclosed income from 5 it has become 15. Because white component you have declared, so that much deduction you can claim. But you cannot claim that other thing for the black component. So, what is the tax on that undisclosed income? The tax is 45%. On the undisclosed income is the tax. In a technical terms, 30% of undisclosed income plus 25% of the tax, extra tax you have to pay, 25% of the tax. 30% of undisclosed income is a tax, 25% of the tax is the penalty. Because so far you enjoyed it. Anyone who has undisclosed enjoyed it. The honest man is working hard and paying it. There should be a difference between honest man. Okay, one should accept the mistake, but minimum penalty, 7.5% is the minimum penalty. Otherwise, the normal penalty according to the new Finance Act 2015 is 50% to 200%. If a case is selected for scrutiny, if I find if you have inaccurately mentioned a detail with a malified intention, then I will put 50% of the tax paid evaded as penalty. If you have hidden a source of income, suppose your rental income, taking cash 7,000 rupees from tenant, happily spending it. I came to know because there is a flow in the bank, so by mistake one or the other time you mistakenly put it in the bank. From credit I understand this is not brought into the books of accounts. Then I will find out everything, okay, every month 7,000 rupees is coming, 84,000 rupees per annum. 1/3 of that one is a tax. Another 200, but 200 times of that one, 200 times of the tax is the penalty. You will end up having 10 rupees out of 100 rupees you pay, 90 rupees you pay as a tax plus penalty. Now it is only 45%. So 25% is after tax is a penalty and 25% is Krishi Kalyan cess, another 7.5%. So this that is extra cess for particular scheme, Krishi Kalyan scheme. So that is a 7.5%. So total it is 45% of undisclosed income. In the sense 100 rupees you raise undisclosed income, then 45 rupees will be the tax that is going to pay. Normally it is 30%, another 15% only you want to do. But you will diffuse your tension, you will have peace of mind, you will not have that split personality to the society that you are doing something, you are hiding something, you are trying to be smart, you are trying to be good, that is an honest man and speak something and do something. That and all, that split personality will not be having. You will clean and you have a clean mind. So next one is, what all the things that will be allowed and what are not allowed on such kind of declaration. So any expenditure that you make against that income is not allowed. For example, I have received a commission money for doing some mediation work for say 10 lakh rupees, okay, and that out of which I have spent 2 lakhs for some chota mota things, some giving it to somebody, other unaccounted expenses and all, and that entire 10 lakhs I never showed to the books of accounts. Today I realized it, out of that money 8 lakhs I put it on a land. Now I want to come and declare, but since my income is 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs have been spent, you cannot claim the 2 lakhs reduction. Sir, I have spent it as a businessman because expenses are allowed. For a businessman, only net profit we tax. You have to pay the tax. So that expenses are not allowed on a black this undisclosed income. So you cannot claim the 2 lakhs expenses. You have to declare it on entire 10 lakhs. As on what value you have to declare? The value of that 10 lakhs as on 1/6/2016. Value of what? Fair market value. Whether it is an asset or whether it is an investment. What is the fair market value of that one? You have to declare. Next slide. So the scheme starts on 1st June, ends on 30th September, no more extension of the deadline. So the department is very clear this time. There is a press release that came on 2nd September. Okay, the press release was given by the Commissioner of Income Tax, Media and Technical Policy, official spokesperson CBDT. It is envisaged that no further clarifications on the scheme shall be issued. The extension of the scheme is out of question. First time department is telling extension of scheme is out of question. Usually we are very lenient. We always extend filing of returns for even for the now this tax at September 30th also extended by October 17th. This one no mercy. After 30th September, sir, the department is going to launch prosecutions. Department is going to launch surveys. Now also we are going on surveys. Okay, we are trying to create awareness to the people on the IDS because we want to spread the message before we take stern action. So the taxes have to be paid by 30th November 2016 and the installments are given to avail because suddenly nobody will be having that much cash because it must be in the form of an asset or something. So they have to avail the cash to pay the tax. So for those people who are not having the cash or those people who are not having the sufficient balance to pay the taxes, they have been given time till 30th September 2017. First, how to go? First, they have to pay 25% by 30th November 2016, another 25% by March 2017, rest 50% by 30th September 2017. In case of further installments and all, you can talk to the Principal CID, your Jurisdictional Commissioner of Income Tax or Principal Commissioner of Income Tax. He can give you installment facilities, maybe a 1 month or 2 month installments can be avoided. But the lump sum 25% should be paid by November, 25% should be paid by March, another 50% should be paid by 30th September. Yes. Okay, what are the benefits if I come? No action will be taken under income tax, no action will be taken under wealth tax, no action will be taken under Benami Transactions Prohibition Act. Okay. So, even if any notices comes later on for that particular year, you can show this income declaration form saying that I have already declared, then the proceedings will be dropped immediately. And what is this Benami Prohibitions Transactions Act? So this is the act that for the avoid Benami transactions. Now this action will not be taken provided that Benamidar transfers the land to the real owner. Whoever is the real owner, the Benamidar should transfer the land to the real owner. And the real owner should declare that a fixed asset, that land, whatever it is, in his books of account and pay 45% straight tax on it. And now some questions will come in your minds. What about the capital gains tax and the binamidar? What about the TDS deduction by the binamidar? I mean, for selling that, because he is the seller now. As per the registration, he is the seller, because the land is getting transferred back to the original owner. Binamidar is now exempt from TDS liabilities and capital gains tax, because the tax is now getting paid, is getting collected from the original owner, the main owner. So such person, but this is a fraud has done. So since now they are coming out clean, we are giving them a chance so that we don't take any action under Binary Transaction Prohibition Act. Okay. And no penalty and no prosecution under Income Tax Act or Wealth Tax will be taken on these people. Okay, when the declaration becomes a void, if you try to misrepresent the facts, then the declaration becomes a void. And if you do not pay the taxes by 30th November 2016, or if you take an installment scheme by 30th September 2017, if you do not pay, then your declaration becomes void. Then that information can be used against you by the Income Tax Department. Yes, ma'am. Effects of non-declaration. If you do not declare, what is the effect? What happens in 30 years? We will send you different notices. Maybe your case might be selected for a 143, or which is a scrutiny. 143 notice will come, and then we will scrutinize everything, bring everything into the books of account for that particular year, undisclosed income. We will tax you at 30%, 30.9%, I mean include surcharge, and you will also get the many interests like 234, A interest, B interest, C interest. So, and then we will have a penalty of around 50% to 200%. So you will end up almost, and also if the case is severe fraud, then we will suggest the case for the prosecution. And so these are different notices. Let me give a small idea what are the different notices. 142 notice, if you get, don't get worried, just an inquiry before assessment. Before we assess your case, we just do an inquiry. That is 142 assessment notice. What is 143 notice? Is a scrutiny. That means your case has been selected for scrutiny. Department is going to verify everything. Now 148 means something has already happened in the past. We got to know something through some information. Then we will send a 148 notice. That means we are reopening your case. We want to verify whether something has really missed or not. In case if you find something missed on, then imagine for if a case gets reopened. Currently we are looking in 10-11 cases. 6 years interest. So and then you will penalty. In one case I remember, he ended up with 120% of the income he earned as a tax. So whatever he earned he lost, and 20% of his actual income also has gone towards payment of the project penalties, because he did not even show almost 90 lakhs into his books of accounts. So the people do such kind of mistakes. That's one. So bar and declaration. So some people are not eligible to declare under the scheme. Who are all not eligible? Suppose for a particular assessment year and financial year, I will define, because there is a confusion, many assessors keep asking me. Financial year is what? Starts on the 1st April to 31st of March. Right? That is our financial year. Assessment year means the year in which you file the return of income. For earn this much income, you usually file it before August. June, July, August only we will file the return. So that means you are filing the next subsequent financial year, in which we assess. So that becomes an assessment year. So 13-14 financial year means 14-15 is assessment year. Suppose if any assessment year you received any of these notices, 142-1, 143-8, 148, 143-A, 143-C. These are the notices if you receive. If you already received it. For that year you cannot declare. For rest of years you can declare. So for every year people have undisclosed income, little or something or other. For that year you cannot declare. Previous years you can declare, or subsequent years you can declare. 153 and 153C notices are search notices. If I conducted a search on somebody, raid on somebody, 153A notice. In that raid, if I find any evidence which is to a connected person, I will send a 153C notice to him saying that here I found something, your name, there is some payment, have you brought into the books of account. If he is not, that means under 153C he will be scrutinized and taxes will be collected from him. Suppose search or survey conducted, if now recently any search or survey conducted on anybody, and they have not issued the notice, they have not received the notice, means those people are not eligible, because the notice can be issued for that particular year, right? So, but there is one more thought that is discussion that has come in my previous one of the meetings. One person has asked me, sir, what if I received a notice after the scheme, income declaration scheme, 143.2 notice. Recently we sent 143.2 notices in some people's case. So those people can declare 14-15. Suppose for recently belated filing of return caused so if a notice has come after 30th May, issued by the department, and you have received it after 30th May, then you can declare under the scheme. But before 30th May, any notice you have been received by you, then you cannot declare it under the scheme. Pretty simple for that year. But previous years and subsequent years you can declare. Next, other people who are not eligible means the people on whom the proceedings under Black Money Act, Special Courts Act, or any Narcotic Drugs and Psychotic Substances Act, or even Prevention of Corruption Act, Unlawful Activities Act, COFA, Conservation of Foreign Exchange and Prevention of Smuggling Act. These are different acts. If there are any proceedings under these acts pending on those people, and they misrepresented it in the form, then their eligibility, then the declaration becomes void, and they are not eligible to declare under this scheme. First of all, if they try to do it means, then that information will be used against you. Next one. Income declaration schemes were rules. Every scheme has rules. The rules have been notified under on particularly 19th May 2016. You can download the rules, go through the pretty simple language. Only the rule 31D will be little bit confusion. Somebody who has a financial knowledge can understand it. These rules talk about how to calculate the fair market value, what is the declared income, different things, so that you can calculate it and put it accordingly in the form. So what are the different forms that are available? There are form 1 in which you declare. Form 2 you will get after your declaration, you will get a receipt, acknowledgement, which is form 2. Within 15 days from the end of the month, in which you have made the declaration. Suppose now more 15 days, suppose you are declaring now, before October 15th you will get form 2. And then you have to pay the taxes, surcharges, penalties to the principal CIT by 30th November 2016. That is form 3. You have to pay the taxes. And then once everything is collected, then you will receive form 4. In case of the person who has availed the declaration scheme under installment, okay, he will receive form 4 in subsequent year, 30th November. So that form 4 you have to keep. Okay, in case something happens, any such a survey, you can always show that form 4 and tell that I have already declared the income. So they will not touch in that one. If you have received notice for a subsequent for a particular year and you already declared income for that one, you can show the form 4 to the department, say that I have declared, then they will go back, they will drop the proceedings. And the next one. What are the different, there are different circulars that have been issued. It's a little bit outdated slide. The different circulars have issued. The circulars include 17, 24, 27. These circulars for regarding the different clarifications and frequently asked questions by the public about this scheme. So you can download them and go through the many doubts we have discussed already. So I don't like to discuss all those questions. They are pretty simple layman questions asked by the person, and the department has given the clarifications. And you can type income declaration scheme circulars by the department. You can download them, see the question, FAQ, frequently asked questions, that will clarify all your doubts. And some small things I will declare, I will explain to you, which can give you a fair idea. Suppose somebody, this was one question asked in one of the sessions. Undisclosed income might be reflected in the form of creditors and other liability which may be fictitious. Whether in such cases can assessee disclose only such fictitious liability as it may not be possible to link it to any specific asset. As I declared, fictitious liability. I can create a loan, but that loan is there is no matching asset to that loan. A fictitious loan. So can I declare such kind of things? In a situation where loans, creditors, advances received, share capital, payables, etc., whatever it is, which are disclosed in the balance sheet, but every liability should be linked to an asset. If it is not linked, okay, in the balance sheet, then the particular fictitious liabilities can be disclosed to the scheme. Okay, and however, what is the value of that liability is not that what you have shown in the books of accounts, but the fair market value as of 1/6/2016. Suppose I have created a liability 10 years back, I am continuing it. That liability's value has changed because the value of this one. So what is the fair market value as on 1st June 2016 of that liability you have to declare. And a few more questions are there, which can okay. Valuation of report assets. How do I value my asset? In case you don't know how to value your asset, you can take the help of registered valuers. There are registered valuers out there. They have under the rules, they will value it and they will declare it to you. That valuation report, you have to keep it with you. Okay, a physical copy of that one. No need of filing it with principal CIT. Okay, but you have to keep it with you. But in case you are going for an online declaration, filing it online, then you have to submit a PDF copy of valuation report also. And one more thing, the department will not question your valuation report. We will not question your valuation report. Department will not share your information with any other department. We will not share, and nobody can even ask your information under RTA. So your credentials will be, anyone who is coming and declaring the income declarations under declaration scheme, their credentials will be protected by the department. We will not share with any department, any other agencies to use it. But one doubt was asked by somebody. Sir, I have a lot of cash, I want to deposit, I pay the tax, but I can only pay by cash. To pay by cash, because department doesn't collect cash. We tell the people to pay it in the bank and give me the challan number. If this much money I bring it in the bank, then it will be a problem. Won't it? Yes, it is normally a problem, because FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, it keeps monitoring the bank transactions. Then they will there are different other agencies, that FEMA, foreign exchange, all these acts, FEMA and FEMA, they all come into the picture. How can I avoid this problem? I say now the department, Ministry of Finance has given a clarification note on that one, and instructions were also given to the RBI. RBI also instructed the banks. In case a person is coming and depositing the cash for the income declaration scheme, that will not be passed on to anyone. So you can come even deposit as much money as you can in the bank straight away. You can tell them that I am depositing this cash to pay my taxes. So somebody who has stashed the black money can bring it, put it in the bank now, pay 45% to the department and keep. So the entire thing, now we are not going to question the sources. The Form 1 does not talk about how do you earn, how did you earn. Form 1 we talk about what is the nature right now of that earned money. Whether it is in the form of gold, whether it is in the form of jewelry, gold means bullion, jewelry, or whether it is in the form of shares, whether it is in the form of share application money, whether it is in the form of asset. This is what we ask, nature of the earned money. So that we will understand that, we will understand the economy, oh, the black money was utilized for these purposes. Or if it is in the form of cash, you can write in the form of cash. That means you bring entire cash, deposit into the bank, pay 45%, buy this. So that we will not share your information with anyone, that protection will be there. No other department will also use it. But if we still not being left, what about if court asks? Usually they will not interfere into this thing, because DDIS also, the people have declared, courts also never interfere into this matters, because this is for the public good. So nothing, so you keep the confidentiality. Department will only use the numbers. From Chennai, this much collection has come under income declaration scheme. From Visakhapatnam, this much. From Bombay, so that we know how much tax has been collected. This plain numbers we will take, but we will not take who has paid, who has declared, how much has come to anyone. Only person who will be having the details in your case, in anyone who is declaring an income declaration scheme is principal commissioner. Not even the subordinates will keep it. Only commissioner will keep the information in the sealed cover. He will know it. But only thing, he will cross verify in a particular PAN. Okay, usually they keep asking a number of questions, the subordinate, whether any notice pending in this case. This is to verify that you are not misrepresenting the facts. Suppose your notice has come to you, you directly went to the commissioner. Commissioner, sir, I want to declare the income. Sir will give the form 1, you will fill up everything and pay the taxes and go away. But later on we came to know that already a notice has come to this person. He knows that under notice you will pay more tax. So under income declaration scheme he suddenly can, then we will make your declaration void. For doing this you will put 200% penalty. You are not supposed to do this. So misrepresentation fact should not be there. In the form, they will cross verify only that point, any notice pending under this scheme. Then we say no means he will accept the form goes on. The valuation report also, you should file it online, keep it, and there is no need to give a physical copy to him, to the commissioner also. All everything will be kept confidential. You can go through this website, incometaxindia.gov.in. It has all the it has the chapter on Finance Act 2016. It has all the sections. Pretty simple language. These particular sections. You can go through it, understand it. What are the different terms, technologies about income tax? What are the different and There's surplus also, you can download it, read the FAQs, so you can get a good understanding of the income declaration scheme. In case you have further doubts on the same, you can consult most of the chartered accountants. Now most of the chartered accountants are aware of the scheme. Take a help of them, take a help of registered valuers and pay your taxes. Yes, thank you so much. So I just thought that I want to give a brief idea on income declaration scheme, importance of this scheme, why the government has come with this scheme now, why before big. Every step comes, better late than never. So we are trying, India is going towards a good path, and this scheme, even if I am telling you, don't expect any scheme to be 100% successful. Now, even though I am a taxman, I wish the scheme become 100% successful, and we are all trying for that. But even 25% gets successful, this scheme, 25% of the black money has been found. Won't you think in 1 year, within 3 months, this kind of step is good? If we keep doing it in every 3-4 years income declaration scheme, how much black money we can bring back to the books and make it right? Then how would things will happen to India? So don't be pessimistic that okay, it came very late. Let's be optimistic. Let's talk about this scheme to everyone. Tell them that okay, department has come with this scheme. They are not going to question anything. Let's pay 45%. Okay, normally we pay 30%, another 50% extra. Okay, whom we are paying? They are not paying to someone. They are paying for our own country. It will be used. Fine, let's pay it and then be clean. So nobody can even come and question you. Have you paid your taxes? You can keep your heads high. Anyone who I want every citizen of my country to keep his heads high and walk with the pride that I am building my nation with the taxes that I am paying. Thank you so much.